Okay, we're going to start with a few easy questions. Catherine, why do you want to be a state rep?
Okay, well, that is the key question to all of this. And before I answer that, I would just like to thank the League of Women Voters and Mark for coming here, and all of you for coming and really caring about this race, and for those watching at home for the same reasons. The reason that I'm running for this seat is really a commitment to these communities, the communities of Melrose and Wakefield. My husband and I were lucky enough to move here, and I've been working on the school committee in Melrose for the last 6 years. At the same time, I've been a public service attorney with the Commonwealth, working in various capacities over the last 18 years. I feel that Melrose and Wakefield are at a real juncture, and that we need some leadership, some new ideas, some creativity to address that. And that's why I am running. I would like to bring my commitment to these communities, to public service, and my experience to protect what we cherish about living here in Melrose and Wakefield, and to build for a brighter future.
Okay, thank you. And Mark, why do you want to be a state rep?
Well, to restate, thank you very much. Thank you, Anna. Thank the League of Women Voters. I was born and raised in Melrose, and has close place in my heart. I went to the Melrose school system. I went on to college and graduated from college, and came back to raise a family here in Melrose. And my children are now going through the school system. And I also own and operate a small business here in Melrose as well. And being part of the community my whole life, having myself and my children and my business, I have a deep interest in maintaining the communities of Melrose and Wakefield. So with that, I have a very strong desire to go to the State House and bring the small businessman's point of view to the State House. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mark. And the next question goes to you. If you could achieve only one goal while in office as state rep, what would that be?
If I could achieve only one goal in campaigning, the question that comes back again and again and again is school funding and Chapter 70 and the convoluted formula that Chapter 70 is. And it would be a wonderful goal of mine to be able to refine Chapter 70 to get it to be a much more balanced and equitable formula for the communities of Melrose and Wakefield, and more equitable between the communities of Melrose and Wakefield.
Thank you. Catherine?
If I could achieve one goal as state representative, it would definitely be to stabilize and increase local funding. I think the way to get our economy back on track in Massachusetts, and certainly locally, is to invest in our local cities and towns, and to have that be a stable investment that we can count on from year to year. We have seen, working in the local budgets in our two communities that make up this district, the impact that the decisions on the state have had. We are working with 2001 dollars with 2008 costs. And what I would like to do is to really bring back that local aid, come up with a stable formula so that we can invest in our public schools, in our public safety, in our infrastructure, recreation, and arts, all the things that make this community special. And I believe that that is what is going to attract businesses and really develop revenue for the long term for the state and for us here in Melrose and Wakefield.
Thank you. And you get the next question, and this has multiple parts.
Okay.
If elected, will you be working at anything other than the job of state rep? If so, as what, and how much time do you think that will take per week?
At this time, my commitment to this position as state representative is full-time. I was most recently working with Attorney General Martha Coakley, but I left that position at the end of November to run full-time. I believe that whoever wins this seat is going to be coming in the middle of a budget process. We definitely need a strong voice there, and I think we have issues that really need, at this point, full-time commitment. So at this time, I would be a full-time state representative.
Mark,
Would you mind just repeating the question?
if elected, will you be working at any job other than state rep? If so, as what, and how much time per week do you think you would have to devote to that?
Thank you. I own and operate with my sister a small business here in Melrose, and will continue to do so. My feeling is that part of being a representative is to be in here, in the community, with the constituents. So part of the job, as well as being in the State House, is to be out and in with the constituents. My job allows me on a daily basis to sit down and discuss with people their needs, their wants, and their concerns. And I get that feedback, which I can take back to the State House with me. So I believe that the state representative job is a full-time position, but I believe a majority of that time should be spent here in the community, and that's what I plan to do.
Okay, Mark, you start the next one. If elected, will you serve a full term?
Absolutely. I will serve as long as I'm allowed to serve in this position. We've had some long-term people that have taken this position, and I believe it's good to have the knowledge that comes along with the job as you have the job. So to directly answer the question, I will serve as many terms as the constituents let me serve.
Catherine?
I agree with Mark, absolutely. I mean, barring some unforeseen thing happening in your personal life or financial life, my commitment is to run for this seat for state representative. I gave up a wonderful job I had where I was able to influence state policy because I believe it's important to be in this community, and I believe it's the greatest honor to serve us locally and be at the State House. And so that is my commitment to this job, and this is the job that I'm seeking, and this is the job that I want to do.
Thank you. And you get the first hot button issue.
Oh, good.
What is your position on the abortion issue and why?
My position on reproductive freedom is that I believe that those decisions should be between a family and a woman and our doctor. I do not believe it is the place of government to come in and make those decisions. They are extremely personal to anyone who is considering having an abortion. I think they are based on our own personal values, our religious beliefs, but as a state legislator, I would not want to be telling people what their choice should be. I think that should be between them, their family, their church, if that's appropriate, and their doctor.
Thank you. Mark, what is your position?
Well, my position is I'm a family guy, and I've always believed in family, and I do not think that abortion should be used as a means of birth control by any stretch of the imagination. I do believe I am a pro-life guy. My mother carried me full term, and I'm very glad that she did because I'm able to sit here and talk with you tonight. So I do believe there are exceptions to the rule. I do believe if there has been a heinous crime that has been committed or if there is some endangerment, that those are exceptions to the rule, and that's where I stand on that subject.